Hello, I'm Terry Hollands and this is Backstage Live presented by the Beard Struggle. Just a quick apology again for the delay. We've got major issues with the heat here, overheating all the equipment, so just a quick apology. Really apologise for that. And yeah, sorry if it's messed up your schedule. We're reporting live daily here from the VIP area at World's Strongest Man, where we've got people that have travelled from all over the world to come and get an exclusive view of the action. We've had people here from all walks of strongman life. Let's catch up with one of them now, Radzi, who's a presenter on Giants live shows in the UK. So I'm here with Radzi. Obviously, most of you in the UK know who he is. He's one of the presenters of Giants Live in the UK. How are you finding being here, being part of the show and enjoying the energy from the crowd and stuff?
Well, mate, it's because of World's Strongest Man that I love strongman, and this is my very first Worlds, and I have to say, mate, the atmosphere is incredible. It's all in this kind of carnival environment. We're here in the VIP tent. That normally in VIP tents, you don't get much atmosphere. Yeah. Not the case here. Everyone's cheering on every single competitor, whether it's Felix, whether it's Shaw. It's just awesome, mate.
I agree. I mean, I think that's been the nice thing, is like they're not just rooting for one guy. They're not just rooting for the Americans. Obviously, we're in America. Everyone's rooting for everyone. Everyone's cheering everyone on. It's been fantastic being up here and obviously doing this. But, you know, are you enjoying just sort of more being here just as a fan rather than doing the presenting?
Yes, we're doing some podcasts, but the fact of actually seeing it live in the flesh, knowing this is going to be out at Christmas, and also the jeopardy, the drama, what unfolds here. On the TV, you see a 1 hour show, whereas here we're seeing the most open strongman event I can think of in terms of Worlds for donkey's years. Who it could be absolutely anyone's. Could we see the start of somebody new? Their exciting talent, the strength in depth. And by the way, everyone knows strongman. This is the weird thing. Normally it's niche, and in the UK you'd say, I like strongman. Oh, is that the thing where they sort of lift those? Yeah, that thing. Here, everyone's a fan, so it's amazing.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you completely. And it's nice even for me being back here, not competing, being here more as a fan. Obviously, I have this role, but, you know, it's nice to just soak up the atmosphere, be part of it, and just enjoy the amazing athletes that the guys are.
And mate, and on a separate note, on a personal note, so we went to the gym last night. Some guys came up to me and went, is that Eddie Hall? Yes, that is Eddie Hall. Is he the world's? Yeah, he was 2017, was it? Who's that guy over there? That's Magnus Magnusson, the 4 times world's strongest man, because everyone just comes together. If you're a fan, you're part of the family.
Definitely, 100%. I completely agree with that. Mate, thank you for taking your time.
My pleasure.
And
also, mate, by the way, excellent job by this guy here, because all I would say is when you go live on air and you have one chance, it's so easy at home to go, oh, he got that name wrong, he got the pronunciation wrong, or he got the stat wrong, or the time wrong. Mate, you're smashing this.
Oh, thanks, mate. I appreciate that, and obviously being a professional like you are, I appreciate that compliment. So
not at all, bud.
Thank you. So we've got a lot to catch up on today. The big news first off, Evan Singleton coming back into the competition. He had a little bit of a health scare yesterday, got taken off to hospital, got checked out. He just had an allergic reaction to something he'd eaten or something he'd drunk. Obviously the heat maybe played a factor as well, but he's back in the competition and he's looking to fight and get a spot in the final. So let's have a look. We finished the day yesterday with a deadlift ladder. Let's have a look at the scores from Group 1. We had Tom Stoltman winning the event with 5 bars. Was absolutely incredible, flawless, wasn't a single slip up or anything, made the event look really easy. A great performance from Gabriel Room, the current Canada's strongest man, coming through there and taking a 2nd place. He's definitely making a charge after his first event didn't go quite so well. And then obviously we've got the very solid competitor, Kevin Fairs, last year's finalist, coming in 3rd place on that event. Let's take a look at the scores after the 2 events. Obviously, Tom Stoltman taking the lead, winning both events on day 1. Kevin in 2nd with 9 points, so he's got 3 points back. Then tied for 3rd at the moment is Gabriel Room and Ivor Smorkstelis. Obviously, they're all looking to get into that 2nd and 3rd spot if they can't catch Tom, to get into the stone off and see if they can make the final that way. Next up, we've got Group 2. So again, Mitchell Hooper, what a debut he's having. Comes straight in, won the 1st event, goes on to the deadlift and wins that with the fastest time of any group on the deadlift. Absolutely incredible, 5 bars. I mean, we had some huge performances in this group. All of the guys performing really well. Constantine coming last with 3 bars. Then everyone above that getting 4 or 5 bars. It was a fantastic show, and obviously Mitchell stole it by putting in the best performance of the day. We caught up with Bobby Thompson after this event. Let's see the interview. So I'm here with second place from Group 2, Mr. Bobby Thompson. Fantastic performance there, mate. We were talking a little bit straight after, and I said, like, perhaps a little bit tentative through the first 3, but you really accelerated on the last 2. It was almost like there was no difference in speed. You didn't struggle with those last 2 at all. How did it feel?
You know, it felt pretty good. I had a few minor mishaps, get my straps on, put some chalk on top of my hands, which is something I hadn't done before. I paid for it a little bit, but coming off an injury, so I wanted to be a little jovial moving through, but, you know, Hooper just kind of came up, man, and was about 13 seconds too slow.
Yeah, I mean, he's an impressive athlete, but obviously you are yourself. You know, finalist last year, and, you know, this is a good event for you, and obviously you've placed second, you're still in a good spot after that. Moving forwards, you've obviously got the log press, which is a fantastic event for you.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, obviously, you know, do you still feel like you can win the group?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I'm not out of the game. I'm actually excited to kind of be in the group of death again.
Yeah.
I have to say that. I don't want to take things easy. It's not how I was brought up, and I'm actually pretty good at the car walk, too. I think that'll be a good chance for me to overtake a few guys just because I'm a little bit larger, a little bit broader across the top than a couple of guys.
Yeah.
So I think I'll have more surface area contact.
Yeah.
So balance won't be so much of an issue for me.
So we're expecting a big day from you tomorrow then?
Yeah. Yes, sir. I'm not here to make friends.
Yep. 12 points from tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Good man. Good man. Well done, Bobby. Great performance there and fantastic effort on the deadlift.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, Terry.
Cheers. So let's take a look at the overall standings after 2 events from Group 2. We've got Mitchell Hooper, just like Tom Stoltman in Group 1, winning both events and taking a big lead. He's got a 4-point lead over second place, which is a great start for him. Gabriel Pena on 8 points, and then tied for third is Bobby Thompson and Brian Shaw. These guys, you know, they're all really strong competitors, a really tough group, so this could keep changing over again. But Mitchell Hooper coming in as the new guy, obviously everyone was looking at all the big names in that group, and he's come through and eclipsed all of them on the first 2 events. I mean, what a start for him. Next up, we've got Group 3. Let's take a look at the scores on the deadlift ladder for that group. Alexei Novikov winning the event with 5 bars, putting a really solid time. He was really impressive. Went up against Adam Bishop, who also came in with 5 bars, going slightly slower. It was quite an interesting battle, actually, because the time lifting between the 2 of them wasn't necessarily that different, but Alexei was just that little bit quicker transitioning from one bar to the other. But fantastic performance from both of them. We caught up with Adam after this event. So, second place on the deadlift in Group 3, Adam Bishop. That's 2 second places. Is that the position you expected to be in?
If I'm honest, I wanted to get the win on that one. It was close. Alexei was just a little bit quicker to me, getting his straps changed over, which is the difference, really. I know I'm the better deadlifter, but he was the quicker deadlifter today.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I went down there to watch it, and I was sort of, watching you both, and you were actually catching him towards the end, but it was literally the difference was how fast you could get your straps on and off. But still a fantastic performance, mate, and that's 2 second places. You're two points behind Alexei. Can you make that up tomorrow?
Oh, for sure, yeah. We've got car walk, you know, we've got log for reps, and we've still got the wrecking ball hold. So I've got some good events coming up. It's going to be a proper foot race. I know Alexei's fast on car walk, so is Rob Kearney. So, yeah, it's going to be a proper good old dust-up.
Yeah, I mean, I think last time I saw you do a yoke or something similar was Britain's Strongest Man last year, back end of last year, and you absolutely destroyed everyone, so you know you're in a good position with that event. Yeah,
for sure. It's just one of the things with Worlds is you have to attack every single event, so I'm going to have to go, you know, up absolute peak strength and peak speed on that car walk to get the win.
Yeah, mate, I'm looking forward to watching you, and great performance. I mean, you still got a fantastic chance of making the final, obviously. Still got a fantastic chance of winning the group, and I'll be willing you on, of course. And yeah, great performance today, mate. Well done.
Thanks, buddy. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. So let's take a look at the overall standings after 2 events in Group 3. We've got Alexei Novikov winning both events on 12 points. Adam Bishop coming second on both events on 10. Then Trey Mitchell sitting in 3rd place at the moment. I mean, obviously, coming into this, I would have expected Alexei and Adam to be very near the top. Trey and Rob, obviously, as well, coming in there. I mean, it's going to be a hell of a battle. We've still got a long way to go. We're only a third of the way through in terms of the points available, so that could all still change a hell of a lot over the 2nd and 3rd days. Next up, we've got Group 4, the deadlift ladder results. We've got Martins Lysis winning the event. He actually had a real rough run. He went for the first lift, he tried a different grip, he tried a hook grip, didn't quite manage to make it work for him, so then he had to lift the first bar a second time. He also got a rep disallowed where he had a bit of a stumble as well, but still came through and won the event. I mean, just showed his dominance, even with making a couple of mistakes, still went on and won the event. Gav Bilton in second place, I mean, that's a great performance for him. Put him right into contention with obviously getting into the stone off. You know, we've got to look at it realistically and say that Martins is probably going to win the group. But, you know, Gav's put himself in a great position to go on and potentially get into the stone off. So we're going to take a look at the overall scores in Group 4. Martins winning both events on 12 points. Gav Bilton and Maxime Boudreau in tied second place. I mean, Maxime's a fantastic strongman, but not really having his best day here. But, you know, I'm sure he can come back. He's still got really strong events to go. Yeah, obviously, we've got a little bit of bad news coming up where Shane Flowers has had to withdraw. I caught up with him earlier. Here's the chat I had with him. Okay, so I'm here with Shane Flowers from Group 4. Bit of sad news. Obviously, he picked up the injury yesterday in the loading race. Still went out and did the deadlift and put in a good performance there, but unfortunately, the medical team have had to pull him out. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your injury?
Yeah, so warming up for the first event yesterday, I managed to drop the anvil on my foot. So I was in quite a bit of pain with that. And then on the sandbag, on the last sandbag of the day, my foot just gave out. I felt a pop. Obviously dropped the sandbag, reloaded it, put it on the platform, but as I've kind of extended up onto my toe, I felt another pop, so they shipped me off straight to hospital, had some x-rays and stuff, but we're pretty sure there's something with the plantar fascia. It is what it is, you know, but deadlift was a good event for me. I still wanted to kind of prove that, you know, yeah, I've got it in me, but the pain was just too much at the end of the day.
I mean, obviously it's not how you'd want your first world's strongest man to finish, but I know you've got a massive future ahead of you, mate, and obviously you've got to think about the bigger picture. It's your first year, you've only sort of just come into the sport. What's this, your 5th competition?
Yeah, 5th competition. I think I've been doing strongman for less than 300 days.
Yeah.
So...
yeah, I mean, the rate of progression is unbelievable already, so you've got to look at the bigger picture and go, right, you've got another 10 years in this sport, so you don't want to do yourself so much damage now that you can't really reach your full potential. But, yeah, I mean, obviously it's really sad, and my hat's off to you for the heart and determination to still go out and do those 2 events, even though you got injured beforehand. And, it's sad, Shane, but I know you've got a massive future ahead of you.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
No, well done, mate. So next up, we've got the Group 5 deadlift ladder results. We had Luke Stoltman doing 4 lifts, but getting the fastest time of everyone. Jean-Stephen Carabouf in second place. That's put him in a good position, put him right back into contention. Also 4 bars, but in a slightly slower time than Luke. Fantastic performance from both of them guys, and obviously Luke asserting his dominance and showing why he's one of the best in the world as a strongman. Let's take a look at the scores across the first 2 events. We've got Luke Stoltman leading the way with 12 points. He won both events today. There's a lot of guys have won both of their events on day one, you know, really sort of asserting their authority on the competition. But Jean-Stephen Carabouf in second place, tied with Kelvin de Ruyter. They're 4 points back from Luke, which, you know, is going to be tough to catch someone as good as Luke is, but, you know, never say never, and obviously they're all trying to get into that stone off, and then it's all, basically all scores are back to 0 again for those guys. You get a slight advantage by going second if you're in second place, but, you know, that's not really going to mean that much. It's going to be a straight out battle between the guys. So there's quite a few of them in contention still, and yeah, looking like it's going to be a hell of a battle in that event, in that group. Without people supporting this event, we wouldn't be able to make things like this happen. So let's take a word from our sponsors.
This is Eddie the Beast Hall. We asked him what he'd really like for Father's Day.
What I really want for Father's Day, the most important thing to have around me is family. Being a father, a friend, these are the best gifts a man can get. There's one thing I'd really like for Father's Day. Thanks, buddy. Have a nice day, man.
The Father's Day gift set.
Now this is the perfect Father's Day gift. Happy Father's Day, everybody.
Order online now from thebiggeststruggle.com.
If you want to get 20% off with the beard struggle, scan the QR code on the screen and it'll give you a 20% discount on all their products. So, day 2, we've got the car walk and the log lift. This could change everything. Everything that happened on day 1, it all could turn on its head today. Looking forward to a fantastic day with all the guys and seeing how things start to take shape after these 2 events. I caught up with Magnus earlier, talking about the competition, the conditions we're having to deal with. Obviously a big one being the heat. We're suffering with it ourselves, filming this. So let's have a look at the chat I had with Magnus earlier, talking about World's Strongest Man 2022. Okay, so I'm here with an absolute legend, 4 times World's Strongest Man and head referee Magnus for Magnusson. Magnus, we had a very hot day yesterday, and obviously that's something that the guys are having to contend with. So what provisions are being put in place for the guys with regards to the equipment to obviously make it as safe as possible with the heat and things like that?
Well, the heat is a big factor in their performance. A lot of the stuff or the equipment could get really hot. You can actually even burn your hands by touching it. So we try to cover it and keep it as safe as possible for the guys. They gotta stay really hydrated. That's key to do well. Otherwise they'll collapse. The heat just takes so much out of you.
And what did you think of the day yesterday? Did you think it was a good day, an exciting day? The events were good. The guys put in some big performances. How did you feel it went?
I think it was awesome, and I'm looking forward to the days to come.
Yeah.
But the events went great. Maybe some upsets or some new guys coming in and proving themselves, which is always fantastic. And then you have the older kind of veterans that they're always there. You know, the main thing is don't do any mistake.
Yeah. And, I mean, you didn't have to be too harsh on the guys yesterday. Not too many disallowed reps because they were all sort of obviously following your guidance with the rules before the competition.
Yeah, that's important. We tell the guys, just follow our guidance. Don't put it down until we tell you to. If you do, we'll have to take a lift from you. We don't like doing that, but if you don't follow the rules, we have to.
Yes, and it's going to be 105 degrees today, I believe, so it's going to be a hell of a hot day, and you've got to be sitting out in it all day as well, so make sure you look after yourself and got plenty of sunscreen on.
Thank you, I will.
Yeah, have a good day, mate, and I hope it goes really well.
All right.
So we've got the results of the car walk from Group 1. Tom Stoltman winning again, put in a fantastic time, 14 seconds, looked like he was in cruise control. He was absolutely incredible, but fantastic performance from Gabriel as well. He was right on Luke's tail. I mean, amazing performance. Again, he's showing why he's Canada's strongest man at the moment. And, he's stamping his authority on it. He's another new guy, wants to make a name for himself, and it's absolutely fantastic to see him coming into the show and putting in big performances. Let's look at the interview where I had a chat with Gabriel earlier. So I'm here with the second place on the car walk from Group 1, Gabriel Rehum, on debut at World's Strongest Man. Fantastic performance there, you really pushed
Thanks.
Tom. How do you feel about that, getting a second place on this event? You're in a good position in your group.
Yes.
How do you feel your chances are of making the final?
I want to go to the stone off and battle it out for the finals.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you've got Tom in your group, which makes it difficult because he's the reigning champion, but
Yes.
Who would you like to go against in the stone off if possible?
I don't have a pick. I'm going to go with who else is going to be there and battle it out till the end to go to the finals, hopefully.
Okay, and obviously you've got some big shoes to fill in, sort of coming in with JF not being here.
Yes.
He's obviously been a fantastic strongman for years. And how do you feel like? Do you feel you're the guy to fill his shoes and to really push on and maybe have a chance of winning World's Strongest Man in the future?
Gonna give it my all and hope for one day maybe be the world's strongest man.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're a young guy, you're doing fantastic in your first show, so I wish you the best of luck. I hope you make it through to the final and put in a great performance.
Thanks, man.
Well done. So next up, we've got Group 2, the results of the car walk. Mitchell Hooper, I mean, where did this guy come from? Comes straight back in, event 3, wins that as well. I mean, where's this guy been hiding? He's absolutely incredible. smashing it out of the park on every event. I mean, you know, have we got a potential winner on our hands? Could he win on debut? I think it's Magnus for Magnussen's the only person that's ever done that. So, you know, I'm not saying it's an impossibility. Looking at his performances, he looks absolutely amazing. Mark Felix putting in a great performance there. That makes me feel really happy. I love seeing Mark do well. He's been around so long. We've competed against each other so many times. And yeah, it's fantastic to see him getting a good result after perhaps not a great first day. Second place on that for Mark. Bobby Thompson in third place. Again, great performance, did really well. I think probably the shock of this one is Brian Shaw as low as 5th place on this event. You know, he's really got his work cut out now. He's got these young guys in his group, along with Mark Felix, all battling away. And yeah, he's up against it. He's really put himself in a difficult position. But, you know, never say never with Brian. He's an incredible athlete, you know, and he could make this back up. We caught up with Mitchell Hooper after him winning his 3rd successive event. Okay, so I'm here with the winner of the car walk in Group 2. It's becoming quite a thing of this group. Mitchell Hooper, again, amazing performance on debut. Obviously, we all saw your training lifts coming into the show. We saw how amazingly strong you were. But to come here and deliver the way you have is something very different. So just talk us through how that went and how you felt the car walk went.
Yeah, well, yoke is my best event, but you kind of hit the nail on the head that what you're capable of in training and what you produce in competition is very different. There's a physical side to it, and it's comforting having the physical capability, but you got to match that with the mental side. And it's gone really well here. In terms of the car walk, it was harder than I expected. I was slower than I expected. And the thing on the forefront of my mind was if you touch one of those tires to the ground, it'll start to turn you or it'll stop you. So it's something I haven't touched before, so I held back in terms of speed a little bit, but just doing what I had to do. And I'm here to win the heat to get through to the final, but in the end, the final is what matters.
I mean, I've got to say, I don't actually ever remember someone on debut putting in such an amazing start in their world's strongest man sort of career almost. And I can definitely say these guys have found an absolute superstar in you. You're already 3 events in, 3 event wins. I know the log press is a good event for you as well. Your grip's strong as well. There's no reason why you couldn't go on and win all the events in the heats and then go on and produce a similar performance in the final.
Yeah, it's, you know, the log press, I'm going to do what I can, but in the end, it's about getting through to the final. And I'm going to do what I have to do to not do the stone off, but I'm not here to win all the events in my group. I'm not here to win any events. I'm here to win the heat, here to win the finals if I can.
Fantastic effort again, Mitchell. You're really showing what a true quality competitor you are, and it's amazing to see.
I'm just trying to win so I can speak to you.
No, thanks, mate. Thank you. So, Group 3 on the car walk, Rob Kearney, he really needed these points. Come out and literally just sprinted up the course with the car. It was absolutely incredible. I mean, like I said, I think again, he didn't have the best first day, probably not as good as he would have hoped for, but he really come out and delivered on the first event on day 2. He's also got a really good event coming up afterwards, but yeah, I mean, fantastic performance from Rob. Gregor's as well, putting in a great performance. Good to see him do well because obviously, you know, some of us know, some of us don't. He's had cancer not that long ago. He's come back, he's made it to world's strongest man, and it's great to see him do well on an event. Down in 3rd place, Alexei Novikov. So the first time he's dropped any points so far, and you know, we know what Alexei's capable of. So he'd probably be disappointed with a 3rd place there. We caught up with Rob Kearney after he won the car walk. Okay, so the winner of the car walk in Group 3, the amazing Rob Kearney. Rob, it's great to see you back competing. What a fantastic performance there and putting the fastest time of the day so far.
Yeah, it's one I really needed, to be honest. You know, yesterday didn't quite get off to the start I was hoping for. So knowing today has 2 really good events, obviously the yoke walk, car walker, you know, historically I've only lost twice in my career.
Yep.
And beat some of the best ever. So I knew I needed to start today off on a really, really good note.
Yeah, and the next event for you obviously is a very good one as well.
Yeah, we have the log clean and press. Obviously ruptured my tricep in 2020, but fortunately with the weight that we have this week, I was training about 15 kilos heavier than this.
Yep.
So feeling pretty good that I'll be able to put up a really good number.
And then the wrecking ball left after that, is that a good event for you or not so good? Or?
You know, grip has never been one of my strong suits, but I will be honest, when we were doing the familiarization and the equipment testing, if I felt really confident on it, I was expecting it to feel harder. So it always puts you in a good place in your head when you're testing something and it feels better than you expected.
Definitely, but I mean, I've got to say that was an absolutely fantastic performance. I don't think anyone expected the times to be as quick as what you just did there, so massive congratulations. Good luck for the log press. I know you're going to put in a huge performance there as well, and I look forward to seeing it.
Thanks so much, Terry.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
So we got the Group 4 results of the car walk. Pavlo Kordiaka winning that with a fantastic time of 12.92. I mean, what an amazing performance from him. He's a very athletic, strong man. I know he's a good log presser as well, so day 2 could be a really fantastic day for him. First time Martins has dropped any points, still comes in second place though, so he's still in a great spot, and obviously Martins is pretty top quality at every single event, so you know, him dropping 1 point here is not going to have a bad effect on him because he's good at all the events we got to come as well. But Gav Bilton in third place, starting to shape up to be sort of perhaps a Pavlo, Gav Bilton stone off, which will be a fantastic battle, both great stone lifters. So you know, this it's starting to take shape now. All the groups are starting to take shape and we're starting to see who the battles are going to be between, and it's really exciting times at the moment. We were lucky enough to catch up with Pavlo after he won the car walk. Okay, so I'm here with the winner of the car walk in Group 4, Pavlo. Amazing performance there. Third fastest time of the day so far across all the groups. How do you feel?
I feel okay, but just very hot now in Sacramento, so I need just some just need some liquid.
Yeah, you're joint second in Group 4 at the moment. Is the log press? I know it's a good event for you. What's your expectations? Do you think you can win the log press?
Yeah, today is a good event for me. I need some get some point what I lose yesterday, because yesterday was not my good event. Today it's car walk and log press. It's a good event for me, and I'm trying to get to the top.
Fantastic, mate. And even if you're in the stone off, I know stones is a good event for you as well. So
yeah, stone is a good event for me. I think I could win at the stone, but we will see, because it's competition. Everything's going to happen.
Yeah, and you travelled over with Alexei. You were given special permission to leave the country with obviously everything going on back home.
Yeah, we just need to get permission, but because war of my country, mile from 18 to 61, I can't leave Ukraine without permission, and we can fly from Ukraine. So we driving from Ukraine to Poland, then flight from Poland to Germany, and from Germany to USA, and then driving 3 hours to Sacramento.
I mean, it's amazing to see you here, both you and Alexei, obviously with everything you've got going on at home at the moment. You're both fantastic ambassadors for your country and for the sport as well. So it's great to see you here, and I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
So, Group 5, the results on the car walk. I mean, what a story this is becoming. Yesterday, at the end of the day, he wasn't in the competition anymore. He was too unwell to compete. This morning, he comes out, does the car walk and get the fastest time of any group. He, under 10 seconds, was the only person, I think, under 11 seconds. Absolutely incredible performance. Just literally picked it up and sprinted with it. It was amazing. Luke still putting in a solid performance there with a second place. Did really well. Nice solid run. He had one drop along the way. Perhaps just had a little bit of a stumble, but, you know, still a really solid performance from Luke. I4 down in third place. You know, this group's really shaping up as well. And, you know, can Evan get himself back in the contention for the stone off, or maybe even winning the group, which I don't think is likely, but can he get himself back in the stone off after completely missing the second event and obviously underperforming on the first event due to feeling unwell? We caught up with Evan after winning the car walk earlier. Okay, so I'm here with the winner of the car walk in Group 5, someone I didn't think I'd be interviewing today,
Rude.
Evan Singleton.
Rude.
You know the reasons why. Obviously, Evan had to withdraw from the competition, but after further medical checks, he's managed to come back into the competition. He's all fine. So what exactly was the problem? Why did you have to pull out and then come back in?
Well, I was feeling a little bit
the only way I could really describe it was off. There was just something going on inside my chest.
Yep.
And after I touched the cannonball, the first implement, I was really starting to feel a lot of tightness in my chest. And then by the third implement, I wasn't able to breathe. And it turns out that when I was carted off to the hospital, they ran numerous tests on me, EKGs and all of that. They found out that I had an anaphylactic shock to something.
Okay, so
I had a
that's some
severe
sort of
allergic reaction.
Okay. Well, mate, it's great to see you back in the competition, obviously. And what a way to announce yourself coming back in by the only man to go under 10 seconds on the car walk. No one else was within more than a second of that. So, fantastic performance. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. That was after yesterday, missing an event and underperforming in the loading medley. It's usually a good event for me. This was definitely the positive step for today and for the rest of the competition that I needed. So I'm building momentum, and I'm looking forward to the next event.
Okay, so obviously the big question: can you still make the final?
Absolutely, yes, I can. I'm well within point range. I'm fully aware of Luke's abilities and all of that. Taking all of that into consideration, I do think that Luke is maybe a little bit too far ahead of me to catch him in points. So the goal now is to save as many points as possible, go into the stone off, and then beat whoever's in the stone off and qualify for my first final.
That's fantastic, Evan. It's great to see you back in the competition. It was brilliant to see you do that, especially after the issues yesterday.
Yeah.
I wish you the best of luck for the rest of the competition.
Thank you, Terry.
Well done, mate. Well done. What a crazy day it's been today. We've got guys coming back in from being unwell and withdrawing from the competition, guys dropping out, crazy performances from loads of the guys. Obviously, we're really having to deal with the elements here from our side, as well as the athletes having to suffer as well. I mean, it's been a crazy day. We've got the log lift going on behind us at the moment as we speak. We'll be back tomorrow as normal, hopefully without the technical issues. And yeah, we're looking forward to seeing the rest of the competition and keeping you up to date. I've been Terry Hollands, still am, and this has been Backstage Live, presented by the Beard Struggle. Catch you at 12 o'clock tomorrow, Pacific time.